Motion for it.
All right, calling this meeting into order. So we have the approval of the minutes.
I make a motion, we approve the minutes of February 19th.
Second, all in favor? So feeling, all right. So I guess we've got Mr. David Kinney here to go over the select board recommendations for our budget.
Okay, nice to see you all again. Before we get started, make sure everybody's working from the same page, same sheet of music. Lower left-hand corner should say Select Board recommended March 9th, 2026. So last evening, the Select Board made their final changes to what you all had heard back in February for budget. And their ultimate recommendation is on the expense side, a change of 2.42%. Spent revenue side 2.2%. So the net is proposed to increase 2.77%, which is 38,000 or whatever I put in the email I sent you last night. What I was thinking or proposing to do would be to go through each one of the sections and highlight where the select board made changes from what you heard before, and or talk about anything else you want to talk about as we go through.
Works for me, you guys?
Yeah. The objection? If that's the case, we'll flip to page 4. I'll do this already. And if I talk too much in circles or ramble on, just cut me off or question, whatever you want to do. So on this, and this is administration and finance, the select board actually increased what was requested by a total of $5,370. The changes were the select board recommended for yours truly me a change in my compensation for the year. And they also, under computer purchases, have recommended $1,000 increase so that they could purchase one device for one select board member to be a guinea pig, to use an electronic packet versus the paper packet. Right now we provide select board meeting packets both in paper and electronically. We have one select board member that has, for the better part of the year, used his own device. And we had another select board member that would like to try a device, but didn't have one. So select board waffled a little bit, whether to buy everybody, jump in with both feet and make everybody do it, or try one, and they opted to try one.
Who's the lucky one?
I believe they didn't determine that, but my guess it will be select person late,
Once he asked for it.
since he was the advocate behind it.
Yeah, let him just have his own device.
Gotta
Come on, Selectman Lake.
gotta make him be the guinea pig and try it out and see if that works well or what could be done differently. And beyond that, I'd be happy to answer any questions on administration and finance.
I would definitely support the select board decision to compensate you, Dave. I really appreciated it. My entire time as board has been with you, thankfully, so.
Who will last longer, Ed, you or me?
That's the question, right? My job's a little easier.
Any questions regarding administration and finance, that either for what's been changed or anything else on that item? For those items. And nobody jumping up and down. I'm going to turn a couple pages to page 6. Animal control and the select board recommending exactly what you heard for request back in February. Any questions on animal control? You can always come back if you do. The next is Protection Fire Department. There is one change. The select board is proposing, which is really kind of a wash, but we'll talk about that over a little later, is under equipment purchases. If you remember, there was some discussion during budget time about the purchase of the self-contained breathing apparatus cylinder bottles.
Yeah.
The fire chief and the select board is now recommending that we set aside a reserve for that. And not just budget for and buy bottles, but wait until we have a need for more bottles and have money for more bottles and buy it. So those have been the $3,900 was removed under equipment purchases here. And it'll show up again, placed back in the budget under the capital improvement program.
Perfect.
So it's kind of taken out of here, put in there to wash. Otherwise than that, everything that was discussed is being recommended. Questions on the fire department? Right, page 9 is protection other. The select board is recommending what was requested for streetlights and insurances and legal. Need. No questions there. I'll turn the page again. The town office building. Once again, the select board is recommending what was requested for the town office building. Questions there, turn the page to contingency. Gonna sound a little bit like a broken record here for the next couple pages. Select board's recommending what was requested. Page 12, code enforcement. Select board's recommending what was requested for code enforcement. Page 13, assessing. Select board's recommending what was requested for assessing. We're not going too fast. Page 14 and 15, which is public works, highways and bridges. Select board is requesting what was recommending what was requested. Page 16, public works transfer station. Select board is recommending what was requested and we don't have any choice but to pay it. Well, we do have a choice, we can get out. That would cost us more. So. Anyhow, page 17, Public Works Harbor, select board is recommending what was requested.
Dave.
Yeah.
Can we go back to page 16?
Absolutely.
Just on the solid waste,
Yep.
what happens to our solid waste these days?
Our solid waste,
Yeah,
once you take it to Midco Solid Waste in Rockport and deposit it in the canister,
Wow.
the solid waste, not
The
the,
yellow
not the
bags.
recyclables, but the yellow bag.
yeah,
That gets trucked to the Norwich Block landfill,
okay,
or the Crossroads landfill, what really is, in Norwich Block, Maine.
okay.
The other questions on Great Thursday. I did Public Works Harbor too, right?
Maybe a self-serving question.
Yeah.
About First Harbor.
Yeah.
Any chance of those, replacement of the trash bins or that?
That is in the Public Works, Highways and Bridges, I think. You hang on a minute, let me find that. Oops, I've gone too many pages. Maybe that's in Public Works other.
Had some battles with trash bins last couple of years.
That is. And
Oh,
where are those? They were in here.
Maple Beach Maintenance and Public Works over.
And hang. Self-serving questions, yeah. No, that is in Public Works, Highways and Bridges under trash removal parks on page 14.
Yeah.
In case anybody's not following along, the contractor that does beach cleanup for us on an every other day basis in the spring and fall and every day in the summer reports that the barrels that, or the containers that hold the barrels have lived maybe beyond their useful life. They requested funding for new and different, so that is on page 14 under Public Works, Highways and Bridges, trash removable parks. There's a line that says new trash and returnable receptacles for Lincolnville Beach. Other questions? I'm going to jump back and go back to page, not back, ahead to page 18. Public Works Other. Once again, the select board is recommending what was requested. Page 19, boards and committees. Not sound like a broken record, but the select board is recommending what was requested. And now we can get off that record. I can tell you on page 20 under municipal support. The select board is recommending $28,205. What was requested was $32,205. The changes made were to the Historical Society and the Lincolnville Community Library. Select board are recommending $1,500 for each of those organizations. And they left the Lincolnville Improvement Association at $1,500. They thought they would keep the same appropriation for those that they had last year. Everybody see those changes?
Are cemeteries also down?
Oh, yes. Thank you.
To see if I was paying attention.
No, that was a test to see if I was paying attention. And I quickly highlighted this afternoon, and obviously I wasn't completely catching everything. Select board also recommended a reduction in the cemeteries from the $10,000 that was initially requested down to $8,000, and had the concurrence of the cemetery trustee chair at their meeting on that change. Let's see the change.
From 10,000 to 8,000.
Third line down under municipal support on page 20, Glenn.
Yeah.
Cemeteries. If you look under the FY27 request, they had initially requested 10,000. And then 2 columns over under select board recommend, select board's recommending 8,000.
Was there no entry for the Veterans Memorial? Maybe not.
Yeah, that's not on municipal support, that's on Public Works Other, I believe.
It's on which other?
Public Works Other
Oh,
on page 18 has the Veterans Park on it.
okay, one look at that.
Yeah, we moved that around, so we didn't move it. We don't keep it on the same page where Young Logic has it. We put it on the page where I guess probably mine had it 10 years ago.
Okay, so I guess that Veterans Park, that was for cutting the grass or something.
Yeah.
Okay. No, not the gardening, because Rosie asked the library garden crew if they would volunteer their time and do it for free. I just want to make sure
And did you accept that challenge?
they did.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Other questions or comments regarding municipal support? And we're going to flip to page 23, which has provider agencies. Select board has recommended what the budget committee recommended to them. Or what you recommended for the town, the select board said that worked for us. And plug that in there. Which is $2,997 less than what's last. Probably don't have any questions there, I assume,
You know
since
that
you've
from
already plowed through it. Page 24 is the capital improvement program. Two changes on this page from what was, what you've seen previously. Under harbor improvements, the select board has changed that from $90,000, which was what was requested, down to $10,000. Primary driver behind that is that was going to be used for the replacement of the cross bracing underneath the pier. Two things have happened since the initial request. One is we're going to pursue another grant from the United States Economic Development Administration to possibly replace the pier. And the person that did the structural engineer that did the evaluation of the pier, we went back with some questions about timing for the cross bracing. And he said you could probably work away a couple of years at it. So select board decided that if we might replace it, what would be the sense to spend $90,000 and change the request. And the other, the last line underneath there is the fire department SCBA cylinder replacement fund, which is new. This is where we took $3,900 out of earlier in the budget, but we didn't make it go away. We just put it in a different spot within the budget. So the net change, the select board is recommending $86,100 lower than what was requested. Debt service. Another one of those, yep. And pay it. That brings us to page 26, which is the summary and then the revenues. Summary, the select board is now recommending municipal budget of $3,167,989, which is $91,267 lower than what was requested, but up from last year, and I don't have the figures. 2.42 cents. And then revenues and budget offsets. The select board recommending what was requested or thought was reasonable, which is up 2.2%. So when you take the gross municipal budget total and subtract our other revenues and budget offsets, the gray bar that crosses net to be raised means net raised means from property taxes. They're looking, the select board's recommending $3,363,737, which is a 2.77% increase over what was approved by the voters for this year's budget.
Any questions on the budget as a whole?
I think they did a good job.
I was gonna say the same thing. I really appreciate the services of town Lincolnville and keeping this budget.
It was
Great.
It was
Select board reports.
it was interesting to hear different perspectives. The select board debated and discussed with some civil discourse, I would say, or politeness and respect for one another. Not always the case. I think it's always been, maybe always the case here, but maybe not.
Pretty good.
Where that summarizes, goes over the changes. This is posted on the website, so if anybody's watching out in TV land or streaming land, they can access it there. Certainly, if you have questions and concerns as you plow through this, you know, for bedtime reading, feel free to ask. The next time I come back, unless you summons me back, would be to your meeting in May, no, end of April, latter part of April, where we'll have a draft town meeting warrant, which will have, see what's on the town vote to raise and appropriate for administration and finance and the numbers filled in. And we'll have blanks for the budget committee, and hopefully at that meeting, you all can say, we recommend whatever number you want to wish to recommend, so that we can get that finalized to the board for approval and get that posted so the voters know what to do and when to do it.
Gotta make sure we keep on. I'll be,
There is a timeline, that waits for no one.
yes, I think that's all for us today, correct? So next meeting is April 14th, all right?
But the school board will.
School board workshop, it was a school board meeting, I think, is Monday. Are they doing workshop separate? Or they already got some workshop, right? Yeah, so, yes, on Wednesday, I'll be writing about all this stuff in my article. Budget season, you need to pay attention. I will entertain a motion to adjourn. Second, perfect, all in favor? Steve, you have my binder? I did not pick mine up.